This story was sent to me through email. It came from an American traveler who went hiking in Indonesia with his friend from France. They climbed Mount Lawu, a mountain known not just for its beauty, but for its terrifying legends. What was supposed to be just another adventure turned into the most disturbing experience of their lives. Hello, my name is Ethan. I'm from the United States. I never thought I'd write something like this, but after what I went through in Indonesia, I just can't keep it to myself. A few months ago, I traveled with my friend Mathieu, who's from France. We'd heard about Mount Lawu, a volcano in central Java. The locals told us it was dangerous, not because of the hike, but because of the things that lived there. People warned us clearly, don't ever disrespect the mountain, don't bring ritual objects, and never, under any circumstance, leave the path, no matter what you hear. Of course, we didn't take it seriously. We thought it was just superstition. We were just two foreigners looking for adventure. That was our first mistake. We began the climb late in the afternoon. By nightfall, we stopped near the trail and set up camp. But something was wrong. The forest was too quiet. The air turned unnaturally cold. And then, whispers. Faint, distant voices, like people talking just out of earshot. I froze. Mathieu did too. He tried to laugh it off, saying it was just other hikers. But we both knew we hadn't seen another soul since we left the base. That night, I woke up to footsteps circling our tent. Slow, crunching leaves. I unzipped the tent just a little. Nothing. Only darkness. When I turned back, Mathieu was sitting upright, trembling. He whispered, almost in tears, "They're here." I didn't dare ask who. The next morning, the trail split. But according to the map, there was only one official path. From the left side, we heard laughter, the sound of coins clinking, people bargaining. It was unmistakably a market, but in the middle of a mountain forest. Locals call it Pasar Setan, the Devil's Market. Mathieu actually stepped toward it. The moment his boot touched that direction, the air turned freezing cold. Then, right behind us, a woman laughed. We spun around. Nothing. Just trees. Later that day, when we stopped to rest, I noticed something strange sticking out of Mathieu's bag. I pulled it out. It was a small dagger, a keris, a ceremonial blade used in rituals. My stomach dropped. The locals specifically warned us, never bring ritual objects onto the mountain. I begged him to throw it away. He shrugged. "It's just a souvenir. Don't be paranoid." But I knew it was a mistake. That night, everything escalated. We were trying to sleep when it started, chanting, not from far away, right outside the tent. The fabric bulged inward, as if invisible hands pressed against it. Scratching sounds dragged slowly across the nylon. My flashlight flickered once, then died. Mathieu clutched my arm, whispering in French, his voice breaking. "They want the knife." And then, the tent collapsed inward. Something heavy pressed down on us. We couldn't breathe, couldn't move. I panicked, screaming, slashing the air with my pocket knife. Suddenly, the weight vanished. When we crawled out, the forest was silent. But the ground around the tent was covered in footprints, bare feet, dozens of them. We didn't wait for sunrise. We packed up and started running down the trail in complete darkness, using only our phone flashlights. But something followed us. Fast footsteps, always right behind us. And every time we turned, nothing. Then Mattia tripped. His bag burst open. The carries clattered onto the ground. The moment it touched the dirt, everything stopped. The footsteps, the whispers, the forest itself. We stared at each other. Without saying a word, Mattia hurled the dagger into the woods. For the first time in 2 nights, the mountain felt calm. We kept walking until sunrise, when we finally stumbled out at the base. We survived, but survival doesn't mean freedom. Back home, I still hear the chanting sometimes, just as I'm about to fall asleep. I still see shadows flickering in the corners of my room. Mathieu's experience is worse. He dreams of the market, shadowy figures trading things that shouldn't exist. And sometimes, he wakes up with coins in his bed. Old, rusted Indonesian coins. We left the mountain, but I don't think the mountain ever left us. Mount Lawu doesn't forgive. So if you ever hike there, remember this. Don't carry what doesn't belong. Don't ignore the warnings. Because the mountain remembers.